The FBI's visit isn't just a headline, it's a message. Africa is no longer just participating in global football, it is trying to shape it. Morocco's AFCON journey tells us one thing loud and clear: respect is no longer demanded, it is earned.
But coming here, I have seen a lot, and to go home and improve on what I've seen.
And then you could dive deeper into that. I would love to hear about your experience.
The Kingdom of Morocco was the first, here's a little trivia, the first country to acknowledge the United States as a sovereign nation. Morocco is a beautiful country. Morocco is incredibly, it's an amazing place. And they do a wonderful job with tourism.
A delegation from the FBI toured the Moulay Hassan Stadium, one of the venues hosting the AFCON matches, and the feedback: the Americans were impressed. Impressed by the security systems in place, the crowd control mechanisms being executed, and the technological integration that's being seen inside the stadium. Now, why does this matter? For two very important reasons. Here's reason number one. When one of the most influential countries in the world comes to Africa to learn, that's a moment of validation. Not that Africa needs that, but this is for the world to finally see what Africa has been trying to show all along. And let's be honest, the United States does not have a history of seamless hosting of large-scale multi-nation football tournaments. Take a look at what I mean. And with the FIFA World Cup fast approaching, America is leaving no stone unturned. They want best practices. They want real-world experiences, and Morocco right now is providing that blueprint. Let's go to reason number two. Morocco has been under the microscope. Yes, their football has surged dramatically. Investments are now being praised globally. From architecture to seating capacity to transport connectivity, Morocco's stadiums are being discussed as global benchmarks. Let's talk about the crown jewel here, the Grand Stade Hassan II. This is not just a stadium, it's a statement. The capacity is about 115,000 spectators. That's the amount who can come in and view the largest football stadium in the world, a roof designed like a giant festival tent, inspired by Morocco's cultural heritage, a seating structure engineered to deliver a fully immersive experience. This is African identity fused with world-class engineering. And the impact goes beyond football. These stadiums are driving rail upgrades, road expansions, urban development, which is why Morocco's rise matters far beyond its borders, because Africa has never lacked talent. What it lacked was infrastructure and visibility. Morocco is changing that narrative, not just on the pitch, but off it too. But if this AFCON has proven anything, it's this. African football does not run away from its problems. It tries to face them, and Morocco is trying to become the symbol of that evolution. A nation learning in real time, improving under pressure, and turning scrutiny into strength. The FBI's visit isn't just a headline, it's a message. Africa is no longer just participating in global football, it is trying to shape it. Morocco's AFCON journey tells us one thing loud and clear: respect is no longer demanded, it is earned.
For a select few, they are in Morocco to add to their knowledge about the modern way of administering the game of football. Babagana Kali is the chairman, Borno State Football Association.
We have all been trained about this going in and the exits of the stadium. But as it is, we have not tested any major competition that can able to bring out a large crowd of people so that this kind of setup and others can be able to exhibit. But at least I can tell you and be rest assured that we have that experience and we have that knowledge.
Inse Etienne is a board member of the Nigeria Football Federation And Hassan Wada is the chairman, Kogi State Football Association. To them, the way the security architecture is put in place delights them.
The crowd control is also near perfect. You see spectatorship, excellent spectatorship, and orderliness amongst those who are going in. And if you don't have any tickets, you have no business going close. And you see the security people are also well-mannered. The way they approach you and the way of communication is something to write home about.
In terms of security, I think they're well secured. If you don't have your ticket, I don't think there's any miracle you can perform to get into the stadium. There are several scanning points where your tickets are scanned, and they make sure that you are sitting in the right part of the stadium. You can't use your ticket to access areas that you're not supposed to be at. So far, I think they've done a fantastic job in that aspect.
For Sadio Mohammed, the former chief executive officer of the Nigerian National League, the ticketing system is worthy of learning and transferring to Nigeria.
I'm a security man, but coming here, I have seen a lot, and to go home and improve on what I've seen.
The facilities presented for the Nations Cup, the crowd control and general conduct of fans, for me, earned a pass mark. Omofoma Ibarin, AIT News, Fez, Morocco.
But let's move on to a country I really haven't spoken about, or I haven't really heard anyone speak about on my channel before, and that is the great Morocco. So tell me about Morocco and your experiences there, man. What made you want to go to Morocco in the first place? And then you could dive deeper into that. I would love to hear about your experiences.
The Kingdom of Morocco was the first, here's a little trivia, the first country to acknowledge the United States as a sovereign nation. Morocco is a beautiful country. Morocco is incredibly, it's an amazing place. They do a wonderful job with tourism. It's very user-friendly, very English-friendly, very tourist-friendly. Their entire, almost, not the entire, but a lot of their culture is very hospitable to tourists. Excuse me, they've really done a great job of building their tourist infrastructure. How I got into Morocco was a cheap flight in 2018. We're going back to 2018 again. There was a flight to Paris for like under $300. And so I bought the flight, and I had no interest in Paris. And I ended up buying another flight, a cheap flight from Paris to Marrakech. And this was in 2018. And I was just like, what the hell? My first time over the Atlantic. So long story short, I ended up down there, and I was like blown away, completely blown away. Beautiful culture, good food. Another one of those cultures that's hospitable, easy. As I've traveled, I've traveled numerous times. I go twice a year. I go once with a group and once by myself. It's one of those places where it's like a fantasy. Like everywhere you go looks like the Bible. It looks like it could be, it looks like it could be the Bible. The food is good. It's a very inexpensive place to travel to. So you can get like luxury. You can ball on a budget. You can get like luxury accommodations.
You're making me want to go to Morocco, man. First of all,
you gotta check it out.
Morocco. Man.
You gotta check it out, man. Check it out. And Morocco is best for slow travelers. It's best for slow travel because each city has its own culture and identity. And once you get there, you're gonna want to explore. And it's all the cities are so far apart, like you're going to need at least 2 weeks if you want to do a city-to-city thing. But if not, if you just want a short trip, Marrakech is the city. It is their tourism capital. Nightlife, culture, food, luxury, fun, adventure, Marrakech. If it's a first-time trip and you're short on time, you've got like 5 to 7 days, Marrakech is your city. Yo, just so you know, you can leather. I don't have any of the things. Actually, give me 1 second. 1 second. So if you can see this, I got this from Morocco. Morocco is big on leather. This is a pillow thing. Like things like that, you can get them as low as cheap as like $20-$30 for leather. I've got leather bags. They're upstairs. I'm not going to get them, but leather bags and things like that. So for people, it's a dope place to shop. A lot of people go there to shop. A lot of people who are, what do you call it? You know, people who have shops and I forget what you call it, but like, you know, a lot of people buy leather products and put their own brand on it and sell it. It's one of those places where you can get a lot of stuff cheaply made or inexpensively made. And like I said, culturally, it's fun. Lots of Europeans there. So for those of you who are looking for a really good time, really good time, I think Marrakesh is Marrakesh, and it's easy to get to. You don't need a visa from the U.S. Passport bros.
For example, when you go to Europe, a lot of people do Europe trips, so they don't really stick to one country. They're doing multiple places. Since it's a far distance, they might as well hit up on all the spots.
Right.
Now, we're talking about Africa now. So would you suggest people to go just to Morocco and spend their entire time in Morocco? Like, is it that type of a country where it's worth being there for a week or two? Or would you suggest that they hit up other spots in Africa?
It depends on your time. It depends. It really depends on how much time you have. And I say that because Morocco is an entire country, you know, and Africa is made up of countries. So you may get an experience in Morocco. Morocco is a country that you can combine with a European vacation, you know. Other countries in Africa is a completely different experience. And Morocco is easily accessible. It's about a 7-hour flight. If you go direct, 7-hour flight from JFK or from DC. Really short, you know, relatively short. So it's something that you can do, you can knock out. Now, if you have more time, if you got like a month or something like that, or if you want to break it up, you can, because I've certainly hosted people who come in on our group to Morocco and then flew to Senegal and then Ghana, and then they've done their thing. I've had people that, and I myself have done Portugal, Morocco. I spent a month and just did both, back and forth to both places. So yeah, it's definitely doable. But to answer your question, it just depends on the person's time and what they want to do, because getting to Morocco is easy and affordable, but once you start country to country in Africa is expensive, very expensive. So, and they're not as close as, you know, Africa is big, so it's not as close as country hopping in Europe. In Europe, you can do that. You can take a train from country to country, and you can do all of that in like a weekend. Africa, if you're doing, if you want to do Africa, like I tried to do a Morocco, Tanzania, and I just gave up. I gave up because I wanted to create an experience in Tanzania, but like the way you're thinking, like I'm like, well, I don't want to go to Morocco and then go back and then go to Tanzania. And I was like, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I just had to ask because I haven't been to Africa, but I've been to Europe, and my mentality is, I'm here, I might as well hit up all these spots while I'm at it. So Africa, same thing. Africa is a distance. So that's why I wanted to ask you, since you've been there and you know.
No, Africa is too big. It's too big. I mean, if you've got an itinerary where you just want to hit certain cities, yes. But flying from country to country in Africa can get expensive. So you'll find yourself having to fly back to Europe to get to another country.
Oh, never mind.
And,
no.
Yeah, so, you know, Royal Air Morocco, the Moroccan airline, they do go to Ghana and they do go to Senegal. And so, you know, they've got like 3-hour flights, you know, pretty affordable flights. But overall, if I'm going to Ghana, which I've never been, but if I was going to Ghana, it's just Ghana for me. Like, I can't.
You done with your statement, or you needed to say?
Yeah.
So, because I wanted to dive into the culture. So can you tell me a couple like culture shocks you experienced when you went to Morocco?
Culture shocks. Culture shock. I'll tell you one, the Riads. So Riads are like guest house, and that's really what, if you want to stay in a traditional hotel type in Morocco, it's called a Riad. Now Riads they don't have windows. So like you're going into the old town and you're going into alleys and stuff like that. Now this was this is going to take a lot of people by surprise when you're booking your things online and you get there and you realize, oh shit, it's a dark alley. It is the most amazing. It is beautiful. So that's just, and they do a good job of explaining that when you get there. They're very modest, so they don't have windows. So, and everything faces the courtyard. So when you come inside, you'll have your rooms and stuff, but it's an open courtyard. There are no windows outside of the building, but you may have windows that face inside into the courthouse. Into the courtyard when you go into your accommodation. So that was a big culture shock to me and it's funny when I bring people there because they're also caught off guard because we're walking down alleys and they're looking at me like, yo, like,
what did you bring me to?
Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? But then when you get inside, it is the most spectacular display of elegance and beauty.
I heard Egypt is the same way.
No, I haven't. I have not been to Egypt, but yeah, I love Morocco. I really, really love Morocco. I love the good food. I love eating fresh food. So really, most places outside the U.S.
I feel I would love Morocco. That's why I wanted to ask you about Morocco. I feel like I would really love Morocco.
Yeah, you would. It's a beautiful place, and you know the perfumes and the things when you're in the souks and you're shopping and stuff like that. I love it. I enjoy it. It's a place I could live. And it's another place where people are surprised to find out that there are black people from the United States that are living there. Yeah, I got a homegirl. Wow. I got a homegirl with a villa out there now. She hosts retreats and
wow. I didn't know Morocco had that big of a nomad expat community over there.
Yeah, it's not that big. There are more Europeans, far more Europeans, but there are some people from the United States who are interested in living out there.
I know there's a lot of French people in Spanish people in Morocco.
Yeah, because it's like it's right across the Mediterranean from Spain, France, and Portugal.
Wow.
But yeah, man, it's dope. I don't even think we have so much I could say about it. I don't think we have enough time, but
may need a part 2.
Yeah. But yeah, culture, it's dope, man. It's a great experience. Great experience. It's a place that I go to reset. I go and I like to go to the south. I go into the Sahara Desert, and there's a black community called the Ganawa. And I go down there and I kick it with them, and we just have a good time. Ride the dune buggies, ride camels, eat good food, learn about culture, music, and things like that. It's just it's a good time.
So what tourist places do you recommend for first timers to go to if they're in Morocco?
Definitely. I've been to multiple cities. If you're going to Morocco, it's Marrakesh. Marrakesh, I say Marrakesh because it's easy to get around. It has there's a very sexy part of Marrakesh called Gillies, and it has a Miami vibe, but it doesn't have a beach. You know, it's beautiful. It's sexy. It's palm trees. There's sand. Everything is pretty. Everything is nice, and it's set up for tourists. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of the locals speak English. So if it's great for a first time to get your feet wet in Morocco, or just do like a Imperial Cities tour where you go to Casablanca, Rabat, Chefchaouen, Fez, and then Marrakesh. We do all of those. We do a northern Morocco with those cities, and we do a southern Morocco desert. So,
that's awesome. I didn't know you guys had that much reach, because I've heard of Chefchaouen. Like it's the city where blue buildings or blue.
Yeah, the blue city. Yeah. We go out there. Yeah, and I think that's my bad. I don't share enough content about all the things we do, and that's what I'm working on.
Cali salsa parties, man.
So many things, man. We don't have time, but I would love to. If there's another time where we can just talk specifically about events and activities, I would love to come back, bro.
Of other things we could have talked about, but that just means it was a great interview. But my friend, listen, is there any final words or maybe anything you want to tell the audience before we end the interview?
Yeah, put life on the front burner. A lot of times we get so busy with life, and and I'm not just saying to travel. The things that you want to do in life, prioritize those things, because life is short. And, if you live long enough, you'll get to an age where you won't be able to enjoy it. You might not be able to enjoy it the way you see it now. So I say put life on the front burner. Jamie, thank you so much for sharing your platform. Thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you even more, my friend. I mean, it's great to have you on. It was definitely an honor and a pleasure. And I hope to experience Cali, Morocco with you, So when I go out there for the first time, I'm definitely going to reach out to you for your services and everything you're doing, man.
I bet we can talk off camera, man. I'm going to hit you up and we'll talk. We'll try to work something out.
But Akeem, thank you so much for joining. Take care.
Ciao.